Good morning, guys. Um, yeah, it's a cinematic setup with a informal video. This is the new desk setup that I have for journaling, reading books, designing, etc. So, as promised yesterday, I would be going through all the mistakes I've made in my entire 3 years of trading. So, let's start with the first one, which is starting trading with zero knowledge. So, when I was in college third year, I started trading. Uh, it was just I was watching YouTube Shorts, YouTube Reels. Instagram Reels, where people were talking about trading and stuff. I did not like it at all. First, I used to hate it. It was disgusting uh, to me then. But then I just wanted to give it a try. So I gave it a try, and I just loaded 20,000 rupees in my Zerodha account and started trading. Um, I didn't know what I was doing. So what I did was, if the candle goes green, if there's a huge green candle, I would be like, ooh, 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 so it's gonna go up, oh, and then I started. And no, I didn't know what stop loss was. Nothing. Just buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. So if the candle goes green, I would just buy, and then and the candle is going really well, and then it's like slowing down, and then immediately I'll sell it off. And then actually for a week I was doing well. I actually made 3,000 rupees in 1 week. That's really good. So I thought, oh my god, this is so easy. I'm a trader. Wow. Um, I did not even know that I could sell and buy. Um, I just bought at the green candle and sold at the end of the green candle. And then 3 weeks, no loss. 1 week, no loss. So the next week, there was a huge green candle, and then I bought, and it swept some liquidity on top and just went crashing down. And then I sold at 200 rupees loss, I think. And then I was like, oh, I can lose. But it's okay. I made 3,000 rupees last week. So it's okay. The losses are part of the game. It was fine. And then I used to trade every single green candle, and I lost throughout the entire week, and I lost everything that I made the previous week. So I was like, what? Oh my god, this is disgusting. I need to know, I need to learn trading, and I need to learn some concepts about trading. And yeah, that's how the first mistake went. The second mistake was the is again stupid. I started with options trading. I did not even know what calls and puts were. So I thought I could just trade off of the indices, like, so if this Nifty 50, I thought I could just buy Nifty and sell Nifty. I didn't know that I have to buy out of the money, in the money, call option, put option, all that. So I just searched for the nearest number to Nifty and be like, oh, so this is what everybody should be trading. And I bought at whatever price it was. I did not know what expiry was. Like, I'd be thinking, why is the price reducing even though Nifty is still good? I did not understand anything. I still traded options without knowing anything. Um, yeah, so the first week I went green. The next week I lost everything. So that's when I, you know, started trading options, and yeah, I did not know what delta was, time decay was, expiry, nothing. Out of the money, in the money, call, put. I did not know put options were there for at least 3 to 4 months into trading. I did not even know that I could sell. I mean, bet that the market is going to go down for 3 months. I was that bad, so ignorant. Uh, so that was the second mistake. But I still continued trading for a long time without knowing all these things. Um The third thing was trading with no strategy, no system, nothing. So after I made that loss, I learned some price action, morning star, evening star, doji candle, support, resistance, head and shoulder pattern, double top, double bottom. Yeah, I learned that, and I was like, okay, we have a beautiful strategy. And yeah, and then just kept having losses, 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 and then rarely I would make some money. Then losses, losses. There was no system like where would I place stop loss, where would I place, take profit. Nothing, random, just random trades, just random. Any every day I would sit at the market and just look for opportunities, like a random opportunities. Like I'll go, oh, there's something happening at the resistance, sell. Something happened at the support, buy. Uh, what is it? Breakout, buy. Breakdown, sell. Trend line, buy. Downward edge, I don't know, I forgot all those things, man. Inverted flag, triangle, I don't even know the names. Head and shoulder, all that random things I used to buy, sell. No strategy, no system. And then I watched videos where people said you have to have an edge, and I searched what an edge was, and it didn't make any sense. uh, um, Meaning, I was like, what bullshit, nobody has an edge, it's just random. I didn't even know what strategies were. I thought people were just making a fool of themselves when they said it's a strategy. So yeah, that was how it went for at least 6 months. And then I had this terrible thing. This is the fourth mistake: over trading. So what would happen is in the starting of the start of the market, like in the beginning of, I mean, the first 2 hours, I would do something and somehow make some money, or maybe lose some money. And then either I would choose, oh, this is not enough. Every day I should be able to make 2,000 rupees, and that was one of the worst goals. Keeping goals like, I should make 2,000 rupees every day. No, so if I lost 500 rupees, I would be like, okay, now I have to make 2,500 rupees back to have 2,000 rupees. So just keep trading every day, every single stupid up, even when there's no opportunity, just morning star buy. So it went like that, and so this was and then over trading. Yeah, so this was the biggest issue I had. Over trading, I would just, like, I would have 15 trades per day, 11 trades, 12 trades per day, with no idea what I was doing. So one day there was some huge trend line, so I bought at the support of the trend line, and it went to the resistance of the trend line. And what I did was, I actually made profit. I made around 1,500 rupees profit. And then the thing was, I knew that the market was overbought or something. I had some intuition in me or something. And then I sold at resistance, and then it did not work, and then it went up. So I thought, okay, liquidity sweep, so it's going to take up and go down, and it actually took the liquidity and made a lower low. So I sold again, lost. Then it went up, then again it did some liquidity sweep, sold again. And then I kept buying for like 8 liquidity sweeps. Yeah, the camera died. So I bought at least 8 9 times. I kept, sorry, not bought, sold, I mean bought put options 9 times. I lost all the money that I made in the morning session. I lost so much money, and then I was like, oh no, I can't lose this much. So let me take one last trade. I will risk 2,000 rupees, so that when it goes my way, I'll make 7,000 rupees and recover my losses. Obviously, I lost that, and I was like, no, I can't lose this. I'm no for sure it's gonna go down, and then it sold again. And then totally I lost 8,500 rupees in a single day. I've never lost that much. The highest I've ever lost was 1,000 rupees per day, but that day was like crazy over trading, and I lost 8,500 rupees per that day. That was when I was like, okay, I got to quit random trading. I have to quit options trading. I have to quit so many things that I do. I should stop over trading, all that. And I had college that day, but I did not go. I fell on my bed. I mean, my face on the pillow and slept. uh, Very annoyed. So that's when over trading stopped for me. um, yeah, so next mistake I made was trying to recover losses. Yeah, that's the worst thing anyone could do, because your goal should be to recover the confidence you lost in trading, not the money you lost. So because when you lose money, you would want to get that back. At the same time, you would want to win. And even if you make the money that, I mean, some part of the money that you lost, you would still be like, no, I need more. So even if your strategy tells you only the price, I mean, your risk to reward would go only to this much, you would be like, no, I'm going to hold it for longer, let it go and recover all my losses. Looking for that single trade to recover your entire loss. Recovery is good when you have a plan. Without a plan, if you have no plan, you're like, no, I will increase my capital, I mean risk, uh, to from 500 rupees to 2000 rupees, and I would take it in one single trade. I would recover it in one single trade. Or have the same risk, but then I'm going to let my profits run, because everyone says cut your losers and let your profits run, let your winners run. I mean, that's the stupidest advice. But yeah, so I used to do that. That is the fifth mistake I used to do. And the sixth mistake I used to do was have a fixed stop loss, which is stupid. I mean, fixed stop loss, not as in a price line. It would be something like, I am ready to lose 500 rupees per day, so I will set the stop loss at 500 rupees, regardless of the price action, regardless of you know where your drawdown could be till, and then could continue going your favor. I do not care. 500 rupees stop loss, that's all. I can't take more than that. So it it was pointless. The market would always go and take my stop loss, go even lower, and then go up. And then I used to think, wow, something is wrong. The market is always targeting my stop loss. I was like, no. And then later I realized, no, it's because I'm basing my stop loss off of my own uh, capacity to my maximum capacity, and not the price action. So that was the sixth mistake. And the seventh mistake was, okay, you know what? Price action trading is disgusting. So let me go to SMC. And yeah, so SMC was all about, stop loss hunting, liquidity sweeping, and all that. The thing was, when I learned it, I was like, you know what? It actually makes sense. That's why I was losing all this while. And the thing was, I learned only some concepts about it, and I was like, yeah, this is enough for me. And then started using that strategy in options trading, and I thought I figured it out, but no, I made more losses. And I was like, no, SMC is also shit. Let's go back to price action. Let me unlearn SMC and let me relearn price action. So I relearned price action, took the book I learned price action from, read it all over again, took notes all over again, and continued trading. And then actually I made some progress. I started making some money out of it. I stopped trading options. I started trading stocks. So I used to trade stocks and make 1:3, 1:4, risking just 100 rupees. Right now I risk 350 and make 700 in the 1 hour strategy. But I used to think, that is the next mistake. But I used to trade stocks, and I actually recovered some money I lost. And then I thought, no, you know what, I'm ready for options. My psychology was the problem. Now my psychology is back, so let me go back to options. And then I went to options, and I lost all the money that I recovered for the loss, and lost again. So that was the end of options trading. I was like, no, fuck it, this is disgusting. It's this time decay is annoying, this delta is annoying, this out of the money, in the money is just very annoying. So I quit that. And the seventh mistake was, thinking that 1 is to 4 and 1 is to 5 is the only risk to reward option you should be having in your mind. Like anything below 1 is to 4 is just bullshit. 1 is to 1, 1 is to 2, 1 is to 3, and all are just lame. And I thought that people who trade 1 is to 1, 1 is to 2 are, people that are very, psychologically weak. They are not able to hold it for 1 is to 3, 1 is to 4. But the thing is, 1 is to 4 and 1 is to 5 is good. But that's only if you have a proper strategy that suggests and that says you have a high chance of it going to 1 is to 4 and 1 is to 5. Um, but I thought 1 is to 4 and 1 is to 5 is just you holding it for longer. It's not about the strategy. And I used to trade that, and most of the time it went to 1 is to 2, 1 is to 3, and reverse. 1 is to 2, 1 is to 3, reverse. And rarely it would go 1 is to 4 and 1 is to 5. And after seeing that 1 is to 4 and 1 is to 5, you won't be able to, go to a strategy that gives you 1 is to 2, 1 is to 3 consistently. Even though that the 1 is to 5, 1 is to 6 strategies and all are inconsistent, you'll still be like, no, what, I saw 1 is to 5, 1 is to 6, I can't go back to 1 is to 2. It's that ego in you that says that. And I was thinking of this, I was doing this mistake even till last month. So what I learned was that obviously 1 is to 5, 1 is to 6 strategies, they work, but they are less probability. They're like, so it would be around 35 to 40% win rate. Even if you have a 35-40% win rate, 1 is to 5 will be more profitable than a 60% 1 is to 2 strategy. Yeah, it's the math and it makes sense, but you are going to be psychologically drained especially if you are a beginner in trading. So that's why now I moved from 1 is to 5 to 1 is to 2. I'll explain that later. And the next one is the biggest mistake. So when I had no strategy, no system, no edge, I used to think the reason I'm losing is because I have no psychology. The reason I'm losing is because I have no, discipline, no willpower, no, all those fancy terms. But the truth is, I had no strategy. I did not know what I was doing. I did not know anything what I was doing. I took every opportunity. I had no strategy, and I had no, I didn't know why I was winning. I didn't know why I was losing. And if you are a beginner and you go to YouTube and you search how to win in trading, all the videos would be like, your psychology is bad, your risk management is bad, you have to get better at that. And most, like 90% of the videos say you have to get a better psychology, have discipline, have risk management in it. All that is BS if you don't have a strategy. Like, what are you using that psychology for? What are you using that risk management for? Like nothing. You're just randomly trading. You don't even know why you win. So how are you going to use that psychology when you don't know why you are losing? So this is the biggest mistake, biggest, I don't know what it's called, but I used to think psychology is everything. That's why the top traders are winning. Like, obviously psychology is very important, but then it's an overrated concept. And people think that is the only way they're going to be winning, without a strategy and bullshit. So that is the ninth mistake. So the next one was, I quit options. So next was, forex. The reason I started forex was because when I during 2023 October, the market was horrible in options, because every day the gaps would be so big. When they opened, like it will be like 100 points gap, 200 point gap, and then after that gap it will just be consolidating. So if you took any trade, you would be losing, because time decay. So I was like, what, the price action, you can't even trade price action in options, so there's no point in trading indices anymore. So let me move to some other asset class that doesn't have any gaps or uh, random stuff. So when I went to forex, I saw that there was no um, gaps. It was just clean price action, and it was very clean, moving up and down like that, and doesn't have random spikes like except news. So I started forex, and because it was 24 into 5, so 5 days, 24 hours. So I thought, okay, so if forex, I mean options trading is only for 5 hours, forex trading is for entire 5 days, so I can trade whenever I want. So it's amazing, I have more opportunities. So I started forex again with no knowledge. I did not know what pairs were, I did not know timings, I did not know sessions, I did not know what spread was, what ask was bid, what bid was. And that was the 10th mistake. The 11th mistake was continue to trade without strategy. No strategy, just I tried the same price action strategy in forex. I just changed the asset class but not my mindset. So it was just again trend line, support, resistance, head and shoulder patterns, candlestick patterns, morning star, evening star. That was what I did for 2-3 months. And then I was like, no, you know what, this is very important in my life, so I need to have a plan. So I learned a strategy. But the 12th mistake was, I learned a strategy, learned only little bit, and I started applying it without backtesting. I did not even know what backtesting was. So um, most of the mistakes I made was because I did not know. It was because of ignorance of knowledge, ignorance of facts, not because doing it on purpose. I did not make any mistake on purpose or uh, negligence. It was mostly ignorance. So learned only a little bit of the strategy. I learned whatever I understood, and I discarded whatever I didn't understand. I did not even try to understand, and I started applying without backtesting. But luckily it was demo account. So um, I was still losing. Yeah. Then I found a very cool strategy, and it was something that I just noticed. I did not uh, check on YouTube and all. It was simply that the strategy was double top, double bottom, and in 15 minutes candles. So if the 15-minute candle sweeps a double bottom or double top and makes a doji candle or makes an engulfing candle, I would trade that. So I started that, and thing was I had this thing in my head. Okay, if I make $100 in a demo account, I would start real trading. And within 3 months, no, actually within 6 months, I made $100 trading just that strategy. But I made a huge mistake. This mistake was the only mistake that I made without ignorance and negligence. It was me, having that ego. So in demo account, you can't set your own trading balance whenever. So what I would do is I would be sitting, chilling, sleeping, whatever. Then I would come back to the charts and see, oh, my strategy worked. So what I would do, okay, let me increase the capital, because I added the profits to the capital, because if I was awake that time, I would have traded that and I would have won. And I did that even when I lost. So when I was sleeping, and then I came back and I see the charts, and it did that, but then it continued in its own direction. I would be like, oh, so if I took the trade here, I would have lost, and I would have reduced some amount from my capital. I thought doing both, reducing money and adding money, was actually me just trading. So it's not going to impact me. So I did that continuously for 6 months. And I also took few trades, and one lost, but mostly I lost. This was just, giving me an ego boost. And I was like, yeah, we made $100 now. We are ready to trade real account. And then I started real account, and then I realized that my strategy was some bull crap, because uh, whenever price swept double bottom or double top, it would sweep at least 2 or 3 times, and I used to take trades at running candles, not closing candles, because 15 minutes candles take a long time to close, and by the time it closes, it would have swept and gone down to the take profit level. So it would sweep 2-3 times. I would place the stop loss at the high or the low of the candle, and in the running candle, so it would go up again and then go down. So I would take 2-3 losses consecutively and then only make a profit. It was a 1:4 risk to reward trade. It did go very okay for a while, and if you backtest this, you won't be able to know, because the backtest won't show you running candles, or I would not choose to see running candles because I just want to click 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 and go fast. I don't want to be slow and see how the candle moved. So this strategy would be flawed in a backtest because you won't be able to know how many times it swept and came down and swept and came down and swept and came down in a running candle. So this was the biggest mistake I made in forex trading. And one more. So the 14th mistake was, I thought there was only one trading pair. I didn't even know that there was pair. I thought forex trading is Euro USD. That's all. I did not know Euro USD meant Euro US dollar. I thought it was Euro USD, meaning something like Nifty 50. So I was that ignorant. I thought only Euro USD was there. So when I had no other trading opportunities in that strategy, I would just simply sit, sleep, play games, wait, do nothing. So that was the 14th mistake. And yeah, the 15th mistake was, again thinking that 1:4 and 1:5 is the only way to trade. Whatever strategy I kept trying newly, even if the YouTube strategies, even if they suggested only 1:2 or close the trade at 1:3, I would go to 1:5, 1:6, and most of the time it would reverse and break even, or rarely it would hit 1:6, and that would boost my ego and be like, yeah, see, I was right, 1:6 is the only way to trade. And I had some good moments because I had like a good win to loss ratio for a month. This was this was in the real account. I had a good month, but then after that, again, we went back to losing, and it was because that strategy was actually bad, not because I am not blaming it was actually because that strategy was bad, and I just was lucky that month. So that was the 15th mistake. And I found a new strategy. The new strategy was build up of liquidity, liquidity sweep, and then back retracement, and then I would take the trade. Random, whenever it happened, I would take it, and then I adjusted it to it. I would take that only if it happens in a London session or a New York session. Still unprofitable. So what I did, okay, so only if it sweeps Asian low or London low or London high or Asian high, still unprofitable. Then I tried to find bias, then I tried to find direction, then I tried to find everything. Did not work, unprofitable. Then I came across Waqar Asim's video where he said you also have to see the price mitigating an order block and liquidating a set of lows at the same time. So I tried using that, and even for past 1 month 1 month back I was still trading that setup. I would say that is the peak of that strategy. Like, that is the max it could do, and it was like a 36% to 42% win rate. Yeah, it works, but somehow I always seem to miss the entries. For some reason, it's because usually before an entry it would give two losses, because there are multiple 5 minutes order blocks, and when it mitigates that order block, it always gives you a confirmation, and then after you take it to take your stop loss and again give you a confirmation, and then you take that and you'll be like, you know what, this is not the direction, and then you would sit. But what would happen is it would tap another 5 minute order block, and then it would actually work. So it was very draining, so I gave up that strategy after 7 months of holding on to the strategy and trying to make it better. Yeah, I would still trade the strategy after I become profitable in this new strategy that I am currently working on. So I would trade that as a, a fun trade. Like I would trade that with only curiosity and excitement, not with a goal to make money out of it, mainly. So I would do that later in life. So the 16th mistake that I made was thinking that if a strategy is profitable, anyone should do it. Well, that's okay, but it's not, anyone can't do it. So usually a 1:2 strategy should be having a 60% or higher win rate, and or even 50%, that would be profitable. 1:1 should be at least 70% win rate. 1:5 needs to be only around 30%, and 1:4 has to be around 40% to be profitable. Maybe I'm not saying the numbers right, but this is what you need to be profitable. 1:5 win rate is so low, so a beginner won't be able to pull off a 1:5 trade, regularly, consistently. So the 16th mistake is thinking that if a strategy is profitable, then I should be able to pull it off and become profitable. But no, it's not possible, because every strategy is different. Every person's personality is different, and it can't match everyone. And unless you have a very strong mind, have the mental strength to take 10-15 losses in a row and still continue to trade to take that win, you won't be able to trade 1:5, 1:6, or 1:10, because those strategies are usually lower probability, lower win rate, like 30%, 40%. You would still be profitable in the long term, but you could have a week of red, or you could have a month with with your capital showing red. So it's 1:5, 1:6 and all is not for all. Maybe in the future I would continue trading 1:5 as a secondary strategy, but I think as of now, as an intermediate trader and a beginner trader, it's best to have a consistent strategy, which helps you makes you win at least half of the trades you take in a week. So if you have 10 trades a week, you should be able to at least win five times, because that would keep you sane, at the same time profitable. Maybe not as profitable as the 1:5 strategies, but so that was the big mistake, thinking that every strategy is, if profitable, should be used. So that is the biggest mistake, thinking that if a strategy is profitable, I should trade it. So the last mistake that I am making or made right now was backtesting poorly. Maybe I'll still make few more mistakes, but this was the last mistake that I made. 17th mistake, not 16th. Backtesting poorly. So what I would do is I would consider it a backtest, but it's actually not backtesting. So what I would do is I would play, and then right after something happens, I'll be like, oh wait, and then go into the price, go into the lower time frame and see if my strategy actually worked, instead of me waiting for the trade like a live trade, and place stop loss order, and take profit and wait for the price to come to that level. No, I would just play through, and then suddenly something would happen. I'll be like, oh, let's go check it out, and then dive into the lower time frames and then see, oh, my strategy worked, so yeah, let's consider that a win. But the thing is, I would do that to losing trades as well. I would consider, oh, so my strategy didn't work here, so loss. I would do that win loss. I would just back test wrongly, and then I would not actually even back test. I would just see if my strategy worked. Strategy did not work. I would not actually back test. So that is why I was struggling to replicate back testing live. So this is the last mistake I ever made. Hopefully, the mistakes I make in the future, I am able to realize that these are mistakes. So maybe next week I would make a video about all the right things that I did so far in my trading journey. This is it for today. No plans after this. All the plans were cancelled. So this is today's video.